With this session, I am going to talk about how you're going to integrate Map SDK with your iOS app. So before we start, we assume that you already have your one sample app created in your Xcode, and the language that we're going to use is Objective-C for this example. We also need one license key for this app, so we'd have taken the bundle ID. So for this example, it's com.akamai.sample, and we'll just add the same bundle ID there. Okay, and app name will be whichever app name you want to add, and then do the save changes. Okay, now license is created for this app, so just copy the license key here, and then you'll open our Xcode. We'll go to info.plist. We need to add our license key in the info.plist. So I'll tell you what to do. So you need com.akamai as a dictionary and map as a dictionary, and then the API key as a string. So I copy the same license that we had created for our sample app in the Luna portal. So we'll copy it and we'll paste it here. Okay, now next is we want to add our SDK header files. So we'll go ahead and import our header files, that is aka common and aka map, but right now it won't compile because we haven't added the framework. So to do that, we'll add the pod. So we'll do the pod init. Okay, now we'll go to the project directory. So there we have our pod file. We'll open the pod file and then we'll say pod aka map. Okay, then we'll save it, and then we'll go into our command line, and again we'll do pod install. So there you have it. So we have got our header files added, and we'll just check whether our frameworks have been added or not. Okay, there you have it, aka common and aka map. So these two are the frameworks that will be required for our map SDK. And so we'll go ahead and we'll initialize the SDKs now. So we initialize in the did finish launching with options. We'll add the aka common configure, and if you want to enable debug logs, we'll do aka common shared debug logs enabled is true. So we'll just check whether our project compiles or not. We'll check with simulator as of now. Okay, our project compiles successfully now. Then we'll go to our network calls, where we'll be calling one simple API. Here you can see you'd have created one NSRUL session, and then you'll do your regular parsing of the JSON, and when it fails you are going to display the error message. So this is typically how you'll be calling your API calls. over here we'll be also adding aka map and aka common header files first. Okay, next what we require is we want to intercept your NSURL session. To do that, we need to add intercept session configuration with the aka map. So we'll add piece of line of code here, that is aka common shared intercept session with configuration and the session config that you had created earlier. So you'll use the same object with this, and the rest all the API call will remain same. No change with your any of your code. Then we need to check with our Charles proxy. We'll be also checking what goes on with our network calls. So we'll run the project. Okay, we'll see it in our simulator, and we'll also side by side we'll be checking our Charles proxy. Okay, as you can see, we have got one prod lookup POCNINA.com. This is checking your network quality, and then you also have got your configuration.akamai. This will say about your configuration that you're going to receive, and everything looks fine as of now. And we'll check our device logs in the Xcode. Okay, some of the things did not get working, but it's okay. These are the normal errors that you might be getting. So what we'll do is we call our API that we have in the example here, and we'll see what happens with our Charles proxy. We're going to minimize the other calls, call the API. Yeah. So this is the API that's been called. As you can see, it has got Akamai mobile connectivity, Akamai map download, Akamai SDK. It says which version of the SDK we're using. So with this video, I have shown you how you can integrate map SDK with iOS, and also how you're going to check whether your map SDK is integrated properly or not. Thank you. Bye-bye.